All right, hey y'all, it's Pizza Hulk. We're back here in the long dark today. Back here in the Pilgrim's Journey for Noobs. That's right, we're working on explaining Pilgrim difficulty, having some adventures, getting to some of those important locations, hoping you guys find those places that you want to get to. We're currently here in Timberwolf Mountain. We have been on a grand adventure to get the backpack and to get ourselves up to the top of that mountain and loot the airplane. That's all been accomplished. In fact, last episode was a great episode. We took it easy. It was really kind of nice. We looted a few more containers that were around. Did a bit of fishing. You know, gathered some rocks. And basically just kind of base built for a little bit. Um, the idea being that you kind of there we go. Sorry, pressing buttons. Anyway, after something really arduous and stressful at times, right? If you can find a nice little place to bunker down and hang out for a couple days, get your mind refreshed for the game, get ready for moving out to your next adventure. Do it, especially in Pilgrim mode and Voyager. You could even do it a few days in Stalker, maybe here and there in Interloper, but you're going to want to do, skill building and try to anything you can to, I don't know about a vacation in an Interloper, but you can certainly take a few breaks here and there. If you're not quite into that in-game area where you're pretty well locked in with your stuff. Anyway, we're back here in the cabin, and we're going to see about getting a video out today. I didn't have much time this week to do anything, uh, stream-wise anyway. Just really busy, and my son's car is having some issues, so I'm trying to get him back and forth where he needs to go, as well as life. But got some time today. We're gonna try to get a video out. The reason I'm saying this though is that there's a it's very windy out out of the weather, and there's big storms coming this afternoon. So I don't know. I'm gonna keep going until I can't, or I need to do something else. But I did a few things off stream, not too much, but or at least I didn't mean them to be too much. But I read a couple of books, and I was working on those in the last episode. Trying to. I don't want each one of these weighs over a pound. If I don't need to carry these, 6 pounds when it all added up, then I'm not going to carry it, right? And then, get some skill building done. And one of the things I also did was fix my clothing up here. I made a change. We had found this fisherman's sweater in one of the containers. I'm very excited to have this. If I can get a second one, that's what we'll be wearing underneath from here on out. You can see you get an extra degree of warmth. Um, Windproofing doesn't really matter that much, but you also get a better waterproofing and guard. So, it's just the better sweater all the way around. I guess it's like the best in the game, in my opinion. So yeah, if we can get a second one of those, we'll ditch the thick wool sweater and we'll be even warmer. But I just want to point out our warmth bonus. So everything is pretty much in the 90 percentile, right? Some of it's 100 after we just repaired it. The boots are pretty busted. The pants are pretty busted. The gloves were busted. Uh, but we're sitting at a 56 degree warmth bonus and a 25 degree windproofing. So not a ton of protection, but man, we can pretty much go whenever, wherever, and be just fine. But look at that beautiful aurora tonight. We got a beautiful aurora. Uh, I thought this would be a good starting point. Actually, hold on one second. Okay. Just had to do something. Anyway, so now we're at a point where, we've got a travois made, we've got our clothes fixed, we got lots of warmth. We've raided, most of the containers around. There's definitely, and again, it might not be here. It's always a little bit of gamble, but there's definitely one back up towards the deer clearing, and then I think there's one more I'm missing. I want to say up in the mountains that way. But I think we hit everything else. And so we got a bunch of stuff. And I'd like to get out of here. Uh, Time to go to Pleasant Valley. It's time to start heading at least back towards the general direction of Mystery Lake. We will get back there at some point. Uh, Obviously, I want to get that place set up as sort of what your main base should look like, or at least some good suggestions for this anyway. And since the sort of point of this Pilgrim playthrough was to start in Mystery, where I think you should start, and build a base there, then we got to end up back there at some point. But we got some fun things we can do while we're out and about in this general area of the map. And like I said, I'm trying to knock out some of the things that you really want to get done. So what I'm thinking is we'll go to Pleasant Valley and we'll drop off some of the stuff we're bringing from here, and then whatever we grab from the plane crash and whatever we can get from like the bunkers and stuff in Pleasant Valley, and get that down to the farmhouse, and then sort of grab another spend a day probably there, and then grab all the important stuff and take it up to the what is that, community center in the little town. Uh, get set up there.
This'll come in handy.
Then sneak over to Coastal Highway, because I think one thing I'm going to do is go from Pleasant Valley to Coastal Highway. It's a really easy transition, and I'll show you another way to get to another part of the map, and we'll do the trader, because I've already talked to him at some point, I believe. I don't exactly remember what trades I set up. I think it was probably, I think I got like oil, flour, and something else. Basically just trying to get the trades going. Alright. But we've got a lot of heavy stuff to carry. And then we've got a rope climb to think about too. So what I need to do basically is figure out what's going and what's staying. And also clear out some of the stuff that's in this cabinet, because we're planning, in theory, to come back here at some point. So we don't want to let anything that can go bad in the container, because things like food and that will disappear. Now we've got the travois. I'm going to be using that. But the problem is we have a rope climb. And we're going to have to basically dump a bunch of stuff out. On the ground. Either way. Even if the travois carries everything and it keeps me under the weight, I still got to get that stuff down. So I'll basically have to load myself up, climb down the rope, dump a bunch of stuff, climb back up the rope, get what's from the travois. It might even be 2 or 3 trips. So I want to be able to plan. There's a bunker there. that I'll probably use to possibly spend the night. The only thing I feel like I've got 3 energy pies, actually like 4. That's good. How many of these do we have total? 4. Okay. Well, yeah, I was thinking about cooking, but I don't think that's going to be an issue. I think that'll be enough to do what I need to do. Because I'll eat those, and that'll help me get up and down the rope with a little bit more. So I don't need to cook. I do need to make some copies, though. And then there's all this stuff on the floor. I mean, the nice thing is, I think, I think probably in a lot of my playthroughs, I'm going to be making my main base in Pleasant Valley from here on out. Because it is a pretty good in-between, spot. Oh, man. Alright, yeah. Well, so I'd want to leave some feathers and some stuff around because, in theory, we're coming back here maybe, a month or two later. Uh, so it might not. I'll leave some of the birch saplings around so I can make some arrows and leave some feathers too. So I don't want to completely, take everything from here. But this is a good opportunity to get a lot of good stuff. Just kind of grab the heavier ones. All right. I think because this series specifically is I'm not coming back here ever. So I think I'm not going to take all this stuff out of here. So I don't feel like double. Yeah. I don't feel like double organizing. The clothing, though, we will take out all of this. We'll take the go juice, though. And what we'll do is take the big stacks, leave these here, and then I do think there's another cardboard. There we go.
I'll take it.
We'll see if that stacks. Where'd it go? It must have stacked, I guess. I thought it was a stack of 40, but I guess it was... Alright, yeah, 40, 60. Numbers. Anyway, leave that there. I'm going to leave this one behind. Alright. Clothing we don't want to lose, but we don't want to take with us. I'm going to need one of those at least. Probably should take two. And yeah. And so basically this is just, you can see it's spares of some of the better clothing. And it's stuff I can work if I want to get my mending up. And I do want to point out, so throughout the series we've been talking about getting mending to level 3. And I just, since I was repairing my clothing, that happened. So the reason I'm so crazy about getting this weird little, like carcass harvesting, cooking, we gotta get these done. Yeah. But mending's great because now we have a 75% chance of successful repair at the base. So when you're using a mending kit, it's like 90%, 85%, something like that. Basically, you never really fail. You do sometimes, but hardly ever. And then the repair time is decreased by 15%, whatever. But the best part is 10% greater item condition increase. So we're failing less, we're spending less time mending, and overall we're getting more condition out of each repair. So that's why we took a couple days and just sewed stuff instead of just going along with our repairs. Oh, we also got the cooking in the last episode to level 5. So now we can eat anything, and that's what's really nice is I don't really need to carry. I'm bringing the food I'm bringing with me for a particular reason. It's just easy to manage, and the MREs are great for traveling.
I think I can use this.
80%. Oh my gosh, they stack. I got distracted. I didn't even know. All right, we're up to 85 pounds already. I need to get some sleep. I was gonna do these teas. But I think I'm gonna let just hang back and leave this behind. All right, double check here. Let's grab the better knife. And I was wondering about. Okay, so that's 81. This is 68. There is fuel in it and everything, so we'll just leave this here. Right there. I did want to bring a hacksaw back, though. And we've been using them, so we'll take the one that's slightly better. And with the tools... I could really... And remember, we're going to go over, we're going to use the travois. But I'm just kind of like, right now, thinking, alright, this has got to go with me. I'm going to bring the guts with me. I'm running out of room, y'all. Like I said, we're going to leave some of the birch. I think most of it's cured already. So again, we're prepping like we're going to be back here. There we go. But I think all this stuff, especially the maples and everything, I want these. time of day. All right. Gonna eat, sleep. Remember, we can eat anything now. We're just cool like that. We have the magic cooking level 5. These fish. We'll sleep in. See what the weather's like.
And this pack is getting kind of heavy.
Oh, no, no, no. Anyway, yeah. Pack up and probably head out. Doesn't sound blizzardy. Oh, it's very windy, but it's really nice out. All right, that's perfect. All right. Guts. And, you know, we could take a couple of rabbit pellets. And I could bring some of these for the trader. But I think all my trades were like, you know, fish. Or, you know, food and
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
timber. All right, I think... we're getting there. All right. Want my flour and my oil bat. I'll probably find some in Pleasant Valley, but let's just grab it just in case. We're going to leave these guys behind. Feature arrows. There we go. We'll grab a couple more of these guys. Leave the rope. There's a couple places in Timberwolf that I could put it, or Ash Canyon. Firewood is just not something I'm going to worry about today. We'll just gather along the way if I need it. Alright. So, one more time, peeking here. That's fine. Again, all I would do is just take this stuff out. You can leave the, you can leave those guys in there. But there's another gun kit. I'm going to take this one. Make my life easier. I don't think I'll need it. Okay. So that's all I need. Oh, the rifle. I want to take this with me. So that's all we need really from here. I really don't need much of any of this, honestly. I could just leave it all behind. But what I want to point out is if, let's say you wanted to bring this back with you so it's closer. Same thing with the snow pants. You know, you want your spares nearby. You can certainly, I could throw those in the pile. So we'll just take an arrow with us, right? We'll grab a book. But honestly, you know... Oh, and the hammer. Hammer.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
Well, that's a little more respectable. Feel like we're a little heavier now. But yeah, load it all the way up to like, you know, the max. Then put yourself you put your travoy down out up here, load it up, throw more in there until it's stacked and you got everything you really want. Oh. Quick fire. Quick fire. And we'll get some coffee going. Throw on a few more sticks. Well, normally I would say you go for the